So it is. It is officially 9 o'clock. Maybe I should tweet out real quick that we're live.
Good idea.
Let's see. We're gonna do that. And do a little BlizzCon hashtag too. Look at that. Boom.
You're fancy with them hashtags.
I know. Hashtag everything. I fucking hate hashtags. I really do hate hashtags. I think they're just terrible.
My mom doesn't understand the concept of hashtags, so she often just hashtags words she's using in a sentence, and I'm like, Mom, that's not how you hashtag. Yeah, she's really old though, so I guess that's why.
All right. Well, we are. Let's see. We are live. We are doing this live. So here we are. It's Con Before the Storm 2017 at BlizzCon 2017. Thursday night, November 2nd. We're at the Hilton Anaheim. We're on the second and fourth floors this year. We're on 2 floors. We have 2 floors. And on the 4th floor, we have a little something called World of Podcasts. And Belle, who is with me from the awesome show Pwncast, she also does a lot of stuff with Method. She is one of the integral parts of the committee who has helped put together what World of Podcasts will be this year. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Belle to let you know all the awesome, cool stuff going on at World of Podcasts this year.
That was very flattering. I feel like my ego level's boom up here now.
Well, I've also been drinking, so.
Oh.
No, you're great. You're great. Look, it's one of those things. It's the great equalizer, right?
Sometimes you gotta keep me on the low. So guys, this year I am so excited to be a part of what we're doing here at World of Podcasts for Con Before the Storm. Now, it's not just because I have nothing better to do, right? Because it might be because I'm bored with my life. But this year, I don't know if you guys are aware, this is our 5th year with World of Podcasts and Come Before the Storm, which is pretty legendary in itself. 5 years, that's a pretty big deal. I don't know if anybody else feels like that's a big deal, but I'm pretty hyped up about that. So with this, because it's our 5th year, and as with everything, it grows, we had a large amount of podcast participation this year. So with that, the panels are huge. Everything was done on a larger scale to accommodate all the podcasters that wanted to be a part of that, which I'm pretty excited that we were able to accommodate so many people. I don't know about you, but that's...
Well, I do want to throw out that over 50 different podcasts are represented this year.
That is huge. Huge. I'm just going to keep saying huge until you guys at home just understand that is huge. So with that, we actually added, I think we have six chairs this year, right, for panelists, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's 6. Normally it's 5. We added the 6
I was not told there was going to be questions.
Well, you should have been prepared.
For the most part, there are 5 panelists and 1 moderator. For the most part.
Well, so a total of 6, right?
Total of 6.
See, I know what I'm doing. We also, in addition to the extra podcaster per panel, we also added 2 new World of Podcast events that are going to take place outside of the main party, which, again, pretty awesome because you can't get enough podcasts, really. So these 2 new additions this year is going to be Pod Before the Con. This is going to happen Monday, October 30th at 6 p.m. California time, which is
9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern. Yep. It is going to be, it's going to be streamed. So twitch.tv/Con Before Storm. I think I got that right.
Yes. No, the.
I
don't know why we didn't put the, but we just didn't. So just go with it.
I just assumed. So I've said the, and everything I've said this year for Con Before the Storm, I always say it's, thank you for correcting me because I did make several mistakes this year for that. So with this, you can expect predictions, hype, preview of what you can expect to find at Con Before the Storm this year. We're also going to let you know everything that you can find out about the party, any information that you're going to need, and don't be surprised if there's some giveaways. Who doesn't like free, guys? I like free. Now, the second new edition for the World of Podcasts is going to be The Storm. That's going to happen Saturday, November 4th. We still don't have a time for that yet, but as we get closer, we will have that information. This is going to be done at the Hilton. I think it's likely going to happen in the AIE Guild Hall, right?
That's what I've heard.
AIE Guildhall. If any changes happen, we'll let everybody know, so nobody needs to freak out about that. For this, basically all the Con Before the Storm organizers and several, well, when I say all, it's not like there's 30. The Con Before the Storm organizers and several podcasters will be recapping all things BlizzCon, parties. They're going to talk about the biggest news, demos, surprises. A ton of information is going to happen on this show. This is also going to be live streamed at the Con Before Storm Twitch as well. So make sure you guys check that out. Wow, we have a lot going on this year. It didn't really hit me until right now when I'm kind of looking at all of the things, because all of our stuff is segmented out. Like, we're really doing big things this year. How exciting.
It is exciting. And, you know, I think Stone in the chat room right now has said it right. He's like, I'm going to have to pace myself.
Yeah. No, yeah, you really are. With the drinking as well, Stone. Just going to...
That's true. I remember you at DitchCon, which, by the way, quick shout out to DitchCon. It's the Wednesday night before Con Before the Storm, so you should definitely, if you are in town on Wednesday night, this lady over here who's helped do World of Podcasts is also putting on a dance party, which, if you don't dance, that's fine. All you gotta do is get a drink and kind of just sway back and forth a little bit. You'll be fine. You'll fit
Belle
right in.
will get you drunk, don't worry.
I will join you. I will sway back and forth. See, look, I'm swaying right now. Look at that. There you go. That's dancing. That's dancing. And you can do it too.
After a couple of drinks, I'm pretty sure we could get him to do a lot better than just the sway. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying that there are a couple of us who, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus here, who might have a kind of a secret mission to see how drunk we could get him at DitchCon. Not too drunk because Con Before the Storm's the next day, but I'm pretty confident what we're going to do there. Now I've told you the secrets.
Well,
just eat a lot of bread before the evenings so that you can absorb some of the alcohol, because I'm buying drinks, so
well,
it's scary.
Now I'm a little nervous. There's a mission out there by a group of people to get me drunk to dance. Anyway, so back on topic. So DitchCon, check it out, November 11th, Wednesday night at the Hilton. What time does it start?
Or we're opening the doors at 8:30. It'll start at 9.
8:30. 9 o'clock is when you get your groove on. So back to November 2nd, World of Podcast.
Yes, November 2nd, which is the most important day of the year outside of the con, right? Because to me, that's, even before we did our own party, it was always November, or not November 2nd, but Thursday was always kind of the day because of Con Before the Storm. So those two additional podcasts, you're going to be able to find them live on Alpha Geek Media, and they'll also be available on our World of Podcasts feed on the Apple Podcasts as well. So tons of ways you guys are going to be able to get this. Just make sure you check it out. If you can't check it out live, definitely make sure you check it out afterwards. So this year we're going to have 6 panels that are going to be taking place from 6 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time, and I think it's 9 Eastern Time, which I forget. Is that right? 9 Eastern?
Well, no, 6 p.m. Eastern is when the BlizzCon kickoff panel starts.
No, that's not. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Listen, guys, me and time zones, we don't get along, okay? I'm
Yeah.
from Arizona. We don't respect time zones in Arizona.
So I will say that we have the World of Podcast page up now at conbeforestorm.com.
Yep.
And all times are going to be in local Anaheim time, which I know someone's going to say is Pacific time. So Gary Starr in the chat room is saying 6 p.m. Pacific equals 9 p.m. Eastern. So yes, all times on the World of Podcast page will be in the local time at BlizzCon. So if you are going to be wanting to try and... I believe we are going to... I don't want to overpromise. I believe we are going to attempt to stream it. If for any reason technical difficulties don't happen, just keep in mind that all times on there are in Pacific time. I probably should make a note of that on the webpage.
No, but it's a good thing to note, because it is a local event. It would make sense that it would be in local time. Belle's just time zone retarded, guys. It doesn't mean I'm not smart. It just means I'm time zone retarded. That's all.
I'm going to write a little note. I got sticky notes. See, I got a sticky note. I'm going to make sure to put down all times are in Pacific.
Now you have to have a sticky note to remind you where you put the sticky note for that reminder.
I actually wrote it on the back of a sticky note, so I got to flip it over.
While he's doing that, let's talk about these panels. So the entire roster of all the participants, as well as the schedule he was just talking about, can be found at Con Before Storm, almost said conbeforestorm.com/World of Podcasts. It's also up there on the little navigation bar up at the top, so you can go and see everybody that's going to be there. What I am going to do next is I'm going to talk about the panels we're going to have as well as the moderators so that you guys can, advance, get to know them.
And I am going to throw out one caveat that while we have pretty much all the panelists, moderators set in stone, we still got about 40 days between now and the event. So anything can still change. So none of this is 100% in stone, but this is about 98% all set in stone. This is what's going to be happening. So just keep in mind, something may happen. Someone at the last minute may have to drop out due to travel, or we may have to add somebody in due to filling in a spot. Like, stranger things have happened in the past. So I just want to throw out that caveat. But this is what we got.
I could get hit by a bus tomorrow, guys. We don't know what's going to happen.
Hopefully you're wearing clean underwear.
I know. That's the only reason I changed my underwear, guys.
I don't know why that's a rule.
You have to think about that kind of stuff. Listen, some days you're lazy, okay? I'm not the only one in life.
I mean, if you really get hit by a bus, is that like the one thing that everyone's like, oh, she wasn't wearing clean underwear, that's going in the obituary? Like, is that what's like going on?
If I was like the coroner that had to like deal with the body, I'd be super judgy. Anybody that came through on my table that was not wearing underwear would be completely judgy, or dirty underwear. It just wouldn't.
I feel like if you got hit by a bus, you'd probably crap your pants. I'm just going to throw it out there. So no one would really know that you actually were wearing clean underwear. Anyway, I derail. Right. I that's the thing I do, but continue.
You're always on point all the time with everything.
Never.
You would never derail. So let's talk about the panel. So for the BlizzCon panel, which is pretty awesome, our moderator is going to be Chris Case from the Game Case, one of my favorite people in the world, mostly because of his sparkling personality. For the podcasting panel, we have this is actually going to be co-moderated. It's going to be moderated by Pat Crane from Convert to Raid and Dustin Turley, one of my other favorite tall brothers from another mother, and he is from Horde for Life.
Dustin, I want to throw out, is a World of Podcast lifer. He was there and participated in the very first World of Podcast, and he has been participating every year since. So
I officially met him last year and was not prepared for how tall he was, to be perfectly honest. Now, granted, I'm short, but I was very much like, holy tall. You're super. I'm really short, guys.
She is short.
I really am short. Me and
you couldn't tell last year at DitchCon because she was up on stage.
No,
but
that stage is gonna haunt me forever, guys. Moving on, for the podcasting panel, I want to make sure that I mention, if you're able to, you really should attend this in person. This is really going to be a good opportunity for, if you want to get into podcasting, if you're an up and coming podcaster, maybe you're even a current podcaster and just want to see a different way of doing things or ask any questions about podcasting. These are two great individuals that are very knowledgeable with what we do here. It's really the opportune time to kind of pick their brains. So definitely want to make sure you guys can catch that if possible. And I think also I have a note here that we may also consider collecting questions for this panel and others via Twitter. So make sure you guys keep an eye on the Twitters for Con Before the Storm and World of Podcast. Make sure you follow if you don't, so that you could catch that. But definitely want to make sure, if you're a podcaster or interested in that you take advantage of the information that's going to be given there, because that's good business right there, guys. That's free help. You never have to use Google again. Well, so you Google things like, why is my cat weird? So the next panel up is going to be the World of Warcraft panel. This is going to be moderated by the most epic beard I've ever met in my entire life.
Hold on. You got to step back. You forgot about the Hearthstone panel, which technically the podcasting and the Hearthstone panel are going side by side.
Oh, am I supposed to do it in order?
I don't know. Are we doing it in order?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Because the Warcraft one is like all the way, that's like the last one.
Well, it's because it's my favorite, so I put it at the top of the list.
Whatever, we're going out of order. Things are happening. You're going to just have to piece it together.
Guys, don't judge me. Yeah, these are not in order, and you want to know why they're not in order? Because I'm a scrub. That's why. World of Warcraft is my life, so naturally it was.
I blame myself. I told her to wing it, so partially my fault.
In truth, I left out World of Warcraft, and I put it in last minute, and I put it in the third slot, guys. Don't judge me, okay? We'll
get back to Hearthstone in a minute for you Hearthstone fans. Just don't worry. Just hang tight.
It's going to be okay. Nobody's going to freak out.
He's
the worst at just derailing my entire process.
Keep your composure.
Professionalism out the... And I'm hot now. I'm like super hot. It's the alcohol, guys. He forced me to drink.
I told her, like, I'm drinking whiskey. She's like, I got to get on your level. But if she's drinking whiskey, she's not.
I'm drinking wine because I'm a girl, and that's what some girls do when they don't want to drink whiskey. Okay, so World of Warcraft panel obviously is not supposed to be next on this list. It's moderated by Epic Insanity from Frozen Nerds. He's one of my favorite people in the entire world, so I'm happy about that. Now,
fun fact about Epic Insanity: 3 years ago, I tried to convince him to be part of a Kickstarter stretch goal. That if we hit a certain goal, that we'd shave his beard live. He was not for that for some reason.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. He would never. He said something to me yesterday about possibly shaving, but it wasn't. I freaked out. Yeah.
But it was definitely. I definitely tried lobbying hard for that, but did not win that one.
You'd have to probably pay him like $1 million. I told him I wanted to grow a beard like him, and my husband's like, "Just stop shaving." Oh, that's nice.
But
yeah, my he's not nice, guys. Okay, so what should have been next is the Hearthstone panel. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance. You should know that before we did this, I actually practiced saying his last name about 20 times. So, Garrett, if I completely slaughter your last name, I apologize. But I think it's Weinzero. I don't know. Maybe. So, the moderator is going to be Garrett Weinzero. I hope I said it right. And he's from the Angry Chicken. You're not even going to tell me if I said it right?
I can't
you don't
really
know how to say it, do you?
I plead ignorance because last year I think I left out an I in his last, like the second I in his last name, and he called me out on it, and I kind of felt bad, and it wasn't just him. Like I think I screwed up like John Horseman's like last name. Like it's just like I'm like, oh man, and yeah. Anyway, I'm terrible with names, so I apologize.
I'm really bad with names also. And I read good, I promise. I'm educated. I read really good. I went to the school for kids who can't read. So next on the list is the Heroes of the Storm panel. This is by the legendary Scott Johnson from Core. He's going to be moderating, and this is his second year. As with Garrett, this is their second year, I think, for their specific and respective panels. And then last but certainly not least, guys, is the Overwatch panel. That's going to be moderated by Chris Chan, a.k.a. Chan Man B. He actually is an overachiever and hosts 2 Overwatch podcasts, which is Overwatchers and The Overview. So that's pretty amazing to do. I could barely get up in the morning, and he's just over here doing 2 with ease. Like, that's amazing. I don't even know what to say. Now, some things that I am super excited for. In between these panels, we are going to be doing giveaways for the audience. So I need to make sure that you guys are aware that there's free stuff happening. So we're doing this not so that you'll come to our event, but so that you'll stay during the intermissions, right? Because that's what's really important. You gotta stay.
I do have a box of swag, like, waiting to be shipped out there.
I'm so excited to give stuff away because nothing brings people in like free stuff, and people just get hyped and then they get to get excited about what we're doing, and I'm really excited. And I've seen the prize list, guys. I can be bribed to tell you what the prizes are for some tacos. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. So
now, I will bring it out that on the very first World podcast, somebody did bring me bacon.
No way.
Yeah, someone brought me bacon from the, because like our very fun fact, World Podcast, the very first World Podcast was at the Red Lion, and right next to the Red Lion is an IHOP. Someone went over to IHOP, ordered bacon, and brought it over to me.
Seraphita's gonna. I love her so much. She's gonna bring me tacos, or send me tacos, mail me tacos, overnight me tacos, but bring them with your pretty face so that I can see your face while I'm eating said tacos. God, that's amazing. I want to be like you and have people bring me bacon. Like, how do I get on that list for people to just bring me bacon?
I don't know. Someone just said, like, do you need some bacon? I'm like, yeah, God, you have no idea. And someone then just went over and ordered bacon.
Can you just, like, go buy pre-cooked bacon somewhere where, like, they
whoa,
just went to a restaurant?
No, hold on. But I don't want pre-cooked bacon. I mean, they make it and they can bring it over to me.
That's what I mean by pre-cooked. Like,
did
they give you a pound of raw bacon?
Well, no. It was cooked. It was cooked from an IHOP because it came in a little IHOP.
Oh, it was
takeout.
A restaurant-cooked bacon. Got it.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out the logistics of that. I'd be really mad if somebody brought me, like, a raw taco. I don't really know if that's possible, but... You know, a girl can dream. So moving on, because he's just derailed me just the entire time. He's completely derailed me. But guys, I'm a pro. I'm going to recover here. We will have live stream audio of all the panels. we're going to say in quotations, assuming something doesn't get caught on fire and everything in the world goes wrong. That is the plan, is to live stream the audio for all the panels except the podcasting panel via the Alpha Geek Radio. So hopefully, cross your fingers, everything goes well with all of that. I think Root's the one in charge of that, isn't he? He's our...
Yeah, Root is in charge of technical stuff. So yeah, Root from Hardcast Podcast, he is one of the what I call the big three, who's helping organize all of World of Podcasts.
Is that what we're referred to as the big three?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, it's Belle from Pwncast, it's Root from Hardcast, and it is Ro from Realm Maintenance. Those are the big three, and we actually added a fourth recently, maybe not so recently.
No, it was in the early stages.
Okay, well, Freckleface, also from Hardcast, has also jumped in and has been helping out as well, so that is...
So if anything technical goes wrong, he's going to be the guy.
Yeah, you can blame Root.
Yeah. I fully plan on being like,
don't blame
the audio
me.
Doesn't work. It's totally his fault.
Don't blame me. Don't blame my co-organizer Zia. Don't blame her either. Probably, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I may not even be able to be on the fourth floor. I'm gonna have to be down on the second floor where the other stuff is going on. So I mean,
he's basically leaving us to our own devices. He should really be scared, but I'm pretty excited because that means I get alone time with all of the panelists and all of the guys that are there watching.
So we have a question already. The podcast and Q&A won't be streamed. More than likely, no, because that's going to be in a separate room from the rest of the game panels. But we are planning on having all panels recorded and posted up, if not that evening, the very next day on the feed. So you can get all the audio, definitively the audio, on the official World Podcast iTunes feed, which you can find on iTunes, for example, and subscribe there, and then when it goes up, you'll be the first to know.
Good question. Very, very, very good question.
So,
let's see. So you can. Oh, you basically just said exactly what I was going to say next.
Oh.
All of the panels, you'll be able to catch them afterwards. So if you miss one that's being live streamed, or you weren't able to attend the event, I can't imagine why you wouldn't attend the event if you're going to be in Anaheim. I mean, there's really no excuse.
It's free.
Right.
Literally, it's free. So one, I will throw up thank you to our 120 plus Kickstarter backers. I know we have more than 120. Anyway, Kickstarter backers for helping raise over $20,000 to put this event on. We couldn't do this without you. That's first off. But second of all, if you weren't a Kickstarter backer, you still get to attend. That's the great part. Like, you still get to attend. Like, it is free. It is open to anyone who's in the area. Come on out. Have a great time. There's not only World of Podcasts, but tons of other stuff going on the second floor as well.
Come on out and find me and buy me a drink, because I'm going to be emceeing the panels this year. I'm going to need one. So be a friend.
Feel free to feed her drinks, but not too many. We want her tipsy, but we don't want her DitchCon.
You don't want her drunk.
We don't want her DitchCon tipsy.
He's right. Listen, I'm going to eat a full meal before any drinking this year. That was the lesson learned, I think.
The most important meal of the day is not breakfast. It's the meal you eat before you start drinking.
Yeah, I didn't eat anything last year before.
That's a good BlizzCon tip for all of you. It
Yeah.
doesn't even matter for the come for the storm part of this. Like, just if you're going to drink, eat a meal beforehand. It's the most important meal of the day.
Maybe with bread, right? Just something that absorbs all of that. Yeah, guys, because you don't want to be drunk 2 hours later on the mic at a party that you're throwing and embarrass yourself, because nobody lets you live that down. That lives on the internet in this day and age in social media forever. So, yeah, just be... It's not like Snapchat. It doesn't delete itself. Just be... I'm not saying I did that, but I know I've heard of people that have embarrassed themselves on the mic. Very drunk. So about how long, I have a note here that I think within the hour, all that stuff was ready. We're uploading it straight away after the panels? Is that the plan?
The plan is that once the audio is all put together, we will try and get it uploaded as soon as possible. So like I said, the plan is to have it all uploaded either that night or at the latest the very next day. So we should have the audio from all panels uploaded pretty soon to the official, at least to the official iTunes feed.
Perfect.
And then we are also going to be making the panel audio available to members of the panels themselves to also use in their shows as well.
Perfect. That's actually pretty awesome. So the last thing that I want to make sure we note before we just really derail and just talk about all the random whatever we want to talk about, the instance will be recording an episode live from the World Podcast stage a couple hours before the party. So make sure you check that out if you're going to be there.
Well,
it's going to be streamed on the instance, right?
I don't know if it is. I need to get details on that still. I haven't been involved. But I will say that if you're going to attend live, you had to have gotten the pre-party wristband as a Kickstarter backer.
Oh, okay.
So Kickstarter backers, some of them have reached out to get additional wristbands. So if you need a friend with a Kickstarter backer and they got you a wristband, congratulations. If not, I'm sure that the instance will be the one that's being recorded will be up on the instance feed.
Yep, the instant stream or Alpha Geek Radio, according to my notes here.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say if it's going to be, but it does say that it will be available after for. Yep, cool. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, we took a very large event.
No, this is me in a nutshell. Sorry.
I was debating in my head on even saying that because I knew where you were going to go with that, but I did it anyway, guys, because that's what we do when we want to entertain people. We do weird shit like that. So, yeah, that's the basic. It's hard to really just explain what we're going to be doing. I am so excited this year. I just can't even. I can't even.
You can't even?
There's just
so white girl problems is what you're saying. You can't even.
Pumpkin spice and the whole nine, guys.
Stop
pumpkin spicing Cheerios, people.
So let me ask. There was a rumor, not saying who may have started it, but that we were going to be able to get the moderators to try and sneak in specific words that we collected like online during like their presentations of each panel. Like, are we going to be able to do that, or?
Oh, I did hear a rumor about that. How interesting that's going to be. Guys, make it not PG-13 because we're all adults here. Right? Is that the proper advice I should be giving?
I don't know because we usually do have some children who attend.
Oh, well. Right.
Well, so if you're a parent who is bringing a child, just know that this is live, so anything can happen and can potentially be said. So... while we attempt, as Zia has already popped in here, like screaming, it is family friendly. It is family friendly.
We're busted.
She's already yelling at us. Jesus. No fun, please. Either way, while it is family friendly, sometimes things happen. Look, I've heard Scott Johnson on the Instant slip up and say SHIT a few too many times on an episode, but no one seems to yell at him and slap an explicit tag on his show. Just throwing it out there.
Meanwhile, Belle says the F word and everyone loses their mind. Just kidding, guys. I'm a professional. I know how to not say the F word, kind of.
I do not. I'm amazed I haven't said it yet.
Yeah, I've tried really, really hard, honestly. Yeah, I really have to try hard. Z, I love you. I'm just kidding. We won't say anything obscene.
Yeah, we won't say anything obscene, right?
I had my toes crossed. Does that count?
It counts. It counts.
So, is there anything else you feel like I'm pretty sure we covered?
Oh boy! So just World of Podcast. It is kicking off officially, like Belle said, at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So that's local Anaheim time. On the 4th floor of the Anaheim Hilton, which is directly right across from the convention center. Before that, I believe we are opening doors probably around like 5 p.m. for the art gallery, which will be down on the 2nd floor along with meet and greet. And we'll also be having some awesome community vendors once again who make all sorts of amazing jewelry and clothing and patches and stickers and badges. Like, it's just so numerous to count. And Seraphita, who I see in the chat room, she has been coordinating all the amazing community vendors and whatnot to basically not just showcase their wares, but also be able to sell them at the event. So if you are looking for some awesome, one-of-a-kind, custom-made, Blizzard-themed items, come down to the 2nd floor and check those out. And we have this year's art gallery, I will throw out, is the largest art gallery we've ever had. And
last year's was pretty large. That's going to be, I mean, if it's larger than last year's, that's pretty exciting.
It is bigger than last year's, and we are currently starting to gather some guests for the meet and greet. So I feel like I could probably name drop a few folks who have said that they're definitely in.
Well, let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. Well. Okay. So
no time like the present.
Well,
you derailed my stuff. Now it's my turn.
All right. So I'm going to drop just a few names of the people who've committed, and we don't have times yet, but they have committed that they're going to do it, and I'm just going to name a few. So we're going to have Gillyweed from Heroes of the Storm. She's been with us for the past several years. Jesse Cox, he's going to be there. Slootbag,
nice.
He'll be back. I'm going to completely mess up their names, but it is Taliesin and Evitil, the YouTubers for World of Warcraft. They will be there as well.
Oh, nice.
Anna Prosser Robinson, she will be there once again, and I will also throw out Songhammer has also.
Nice, good old Songhammer.
They will be there as well, and I can't leave out one of my friends who I tend to visit for lunch since he lives close by. And that's Elvine. He'll be there as well.
Nice.
So those are just a few of the people who I'm not going to give away anymore, but those are just a few of the people who have already signed up for the meet and greet. We'll get times out there in the next month or so. In the next 30 days, times for the meet and greet will start to materialize because a lot of these people, some of which are involved in BlizzCon directly, so we need to get their times and whatnot. We're in talks with some esports teams as well. So lots of stuff happening there. I feel like there's something else that I was like, I need to tell people. Oh, important little note. So Art gallery. As many of you know, we give away all the art at the end of the night because one, we don't want to carry it. Two, we want you to have an awesome souvenir. The giveaway part has been, I would say, less than stellar. We always try and iterate on it and we're doing it online this year. So, be on the lookout on the social media accounts for Common for the Storm on Twitter and on Facebook. We'll be posting up links on how to get involved in participating in the online art gallery giveaway so that you kind of get the chance to see some of the art that's available for giveaway. Not all of it. You won't be able to see all of it that will be given away. We're going to keep some of it. We're holding some back to give away specifically at the event, but you'll be able to see some of it and sign up to try and get a piece. So, yeah.
Nice.
And Zia just said 260 pieces of art.
That is a lot.
120 more than last year.
That is a lot of art.
So if you thought the art gallery was big last year, this year it's even bigger.
I'm going to squirrel. I squirreled last year. I made it through half of the art and a shiny happened. And I had to actually go back and remember where I was at to peruse the fine art. I squirrel anyway. I guess that's not.
So, very exciting. I am excited about all the things. And we also have, once again, our photo booth hosted by Currently Online Gaming. So we appreciate them supporting us.
I have all my pictures on my fridge here of all the various weird photo booth awkward
Also,
moments.
I am going to throw out one more little nugget. Ready for one more nugget? If you are wanting to interact with your favorite podcasters or just talk with your fellow BlizzCon attendees about Common for the Storm or trying to organize meetups, we will be opening up a couple general public channels on the Common for the Storm Discord, thanks to us being also sponsored by Discord this year. We are part of their Hype Squad. And we have a whole bunch of giveaways from the Discord team to give away at the event as well.
That is pretty amazing, to be perfectly honest.
Pretty
exciting. You did good this year. You guys are just really making it happen on the whole front. I thought I had big things going on over at World Podcast, but you guys have.
I just bribe people with bacon, and it works.
Well, I want to tell you guys before we head out of here. One of the reasons that I wanted to be a part of what we do here at World of Podcasts is because I recognize throughout the years that podcasting is, I wouldn't say it's a dying art, but I do know that kind of as we go by, what we do as podcasters, I think it gets lost in translation as the newer generation of gamers and stuff like that kind of rolls in. And part of what we do here is to introduce people that might have never heard of podcasts. Maybe they don't know what it means to hear a podcast or to watch a podcast. And I want to challenge those of you that are attending Calm Before the Storm and the World of Podcasts to bring friends that maybe have never listened to a podcast. Maybe they've never watched one. Bring them and introduce them to what it means to find people that are very passionate about the games that we play in this community that we're involved in. Bring them into that and just give them a little bit of taste. Them being able to see it live, in my opinion, is always better in the grand scheme of things, as their kind of their first introduction to that. So that's kind of my job for you guys. Bring buddies, bring people that haven't been a part of any kind of podcast whatsoever, and kind of introduce them, so that we can get some new podcasting fans there.
And honestly, it's really easy. If you ever have a friend who says, I hate sitting in traffic on my way to work, you're like, well, I have a way for you to pass the time. And it is podcasts. So there you go.
Yep.
All right. I think that covers everything we wanted to announce tonight. There'll be more of this as we start revealing more stuff over the next several weeks. Maybe we'll plan to do a sneak preview of some of the giveaways that we're going to be having.
I love that.
So maybe we could do something like that in the next week or so. But that all being said, stay tuned. Follow Calm Before Storm on Twitter, on Facebook. Same thing there. Follow us right here on Twitch at Calm Before Storm. Make sure you're up to date on all the announcements, and make sure you're following the World of Podcast iTunes feed to make sure you get all the audio. The audio from this I'll be putting up on there as well. So in case anyone missed it, they'll be able to catch it there. And I'll also put this video up on YouTube. So be looking out on our social media for links to that as well. I think that is it. You can definitely find all of our information at calmbeforestorm.com. I want to thank Belle for agreeing to do this. She was worried about her kids. I told her that she can claim that I was like Krampus's cousin and would take away all their bacon. So thank you. Thank you, Belle. I want to thank
Belle's husband, who's been keeping them quiet downstairs. I don't have a closed office, guys, so I have to do stuff after the kids go to sleep, and he's been keeping them quiet downstairs. I don't know how he managed that.
That is pretty amazing. And I also want to thank Root. I want to thank Ro and Freckleface. They have done an awesome job helping to organize World of Podcasts with Belle. We couldn't have done this without you guys, and it is one of those things where I am glad that you all have done it, because it's one of those things I've not had to worry about at all. Except for putting up all the information up on the website. So
you guys got enough to worry about. We're really excited. Guys, get hyped, because it's going to be amazing. This year is going to be better than ever.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Good night.